hi to our audience. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live. And today we're more than glad to have Mr. Justin and Raj with us to talk about crypto payment and user experience optimization. Since this is Derek and me and Johnny will be hosting. Hi, Raj. Hi, Justin. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hi. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So payment is everyone's daily life, and with the number of crypto users reaching 320 million and cryptocurrency becomes popular, the crypto payment has joined the stage. So a report predicts that by 2030, the global crypto payment market value will reach 2 billion. So what is crypto payment? How would it make a change to the industry as well as our financial life? We will find out more throughout the event. So Johnny, would you like to take over and make it brief?
Sure. Thank you, Derek, for giving us an introduction of today's theme and also inviting our guests here. And I would like to introduce Justin, the Huobi Global Advisor, founder of Tron, and also ambassador and permanent representative of Journal to the WTO. And also I would like to introduce Raj from MasterCard, EVP Crypto and Blockchain from MasterCard. Mr. Justin, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience so our audience would like to know more about you?
Yes. Thanks. So as the member of the advisory board of Huobi, recently we have launched our collaboration with MasterCard. I think we will have a very powerful product. So by getting a Huobi card on Huobi platform, actually you can make payment to basically anywhere MasterCard supports. Which I think definitely is a very good news for our customer base. And you can get access to payment, and you don't need to spend more time and energy on via on-ramp or off-ramp. You can directly make payment from your crypto accounts.
Thank you, Justin. And how are you today? Would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, and I think you did a great job. So Raj Damodharan, I work in MasterCard, taking care of the business there on the crypto and blockchain side. We've been in the space for quite some time, originally working on some core blockchain technologies. But more importantly, more recently, we've started working in the last few years with crypto players such as yourself. And I think the partnership has been mutually beneficial. I think to put it at a high level, we do have a large network with about 100 million merchant locations and worldwide and supporting multiple currencies. And it is a value that we can bring to the table, and which is why, as Justin was talking about, we look forward to partnering and launching the card with you guys in multiple markets. And our brand is well known, as you guys know, and often the trust and safety and security goes with that, and that actually is very important for people as well. So it's great to be partnering with you guys, and look forward to the conversation here.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, thank you. And for the record here, there are potential ways for us to cooperate with MasterCard between Huobi and MasterCard. And we will release more news in the foreseeable future. And we both know that Huobi has been a crypto native organization, and it has been there since the very beginning of the emerge of crypto payment. So Justin, would you like to share with us your thought of what is crypto payment and what is the current status of crypto payment, and what is the advantages of crypto payment over traditional one?
Yes, definitely. So today, I think lots of the people, they have balance on Huobi exchange. So basically, I think they use their balance to trade crypto, to buy and sell their favorite crypto product. But one of the biggest, I think, pain point is they need to convert the stablecoin they hold, no matter it's USDT, USDC, TUSD or USDD, into the fiat off-ramp and on-ramp to deposit the money back to their bank account, and then they can basically spend it right, with MasterCard or Visa with their daily life. So which I think cause the whole cycle of the payment is extremely long, time consuming, and also cause lots of frustration. Because, for example, if you actually crypto end is very convenient, but the traditional fiat, off-ramp, on-ramp cause lots of problem. Probably you need to spend several days to the real fiat. You also on different regions, you face this kind of on-ramp fiat, on-ramp, off-ramp problems. So that's why I think for today we want to provide you crypto payment, which I think is a one-stop shop. So basically, you can get crypto payment anytime, anywhere you want. You just hold the balance in your crypto wallet, and then if you want to spend money, you can just spend on your crypto account, and there's no need for you to own basically a bank account anymore, since you can spend money on your crypto account. So that's why I think for crypto payment, basically this feature we want to create for everyone can access to fiat payment in the real world, which can solve most of our user daily need for fiat. So make the whole process very convenient for everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, Justin, for giving us your thoughts and valuable insights into crypto payment. So I'd like to pose another question for Mr. Raj. Do you think blockchain technology provide users with a more convenient and safer payment method? And how do we ensure the security when it comes to blockchain payment?
Yeah, look, I think a common consumer, I hope, if we all do our job right, they shouldn't have to think about blockchain. They shouldn't know that it is the blockchain that is powering it behind the scenes. That's really, it's our job to abstract it, provide a convenient user experience for people to experience. So at the lead into this call, Justin and I were just chatting about this, right? I'll give you a simple example, right? If you have a card attached to a crypto wallet, right? A very simple MasterCard attached to a crypto wallet where you may have hundreds of currencies. And the card experience, everybody knows, if you're, for example, in Singapore, every Singapore MRT station now accepts, card payments. You can tap and pay. The card is set up on your phone. You can go tap and pay. Ultimately, behind the scenes, you as a wallet provider will be selling necessary crypto to make that liquidity available. You will go post transactions to the blockchain as needed. You'll settle transactions in exchanges and all that. All that complexity is abstracted. What consumer sees is a simple tap at the turnstile to enter into MRT station or a tube in London. That simplicity is what will bring the scale and bring the next kind of billion users into the ecosystem, right? Now, and Justin is absolutely right in saying core crypto to crypto payments have a lot of convenience and advantages associated with it. And this doesn't say just because you have a card and you're paying fiat to the tube station doesn't mean you're saying anything negative about crypto. It is simply providing the best of both worlds for the convenience of the consumer is really what that is about. So those are kind of, that's why kind of this partnership works, because we can bring what we are good at, and you guys can bring the good consumer base you have, as well as the billions of dollars in deposits that consumers have. I think you're on mute, Johnny.
You're on mute, Johnny.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Raj, for pointing out that simplicity is the key when it comes to crypto payment. And Derek, would you like to take the floor to pose on the third question?
Yeah, sure. I think it was a really deep point that Raj just mentioned, that the users are not supposed to have this strong feeling that is the blockchain that is ensuring me having this payment journey. And as for the trust and the security for crypto payment, there are multiple solutions that we're having coming out. But Raj, I still want to think out more of how to ensure the trust in the ecosystem via, let's say, ID management or consumer education. What are there for us to do, and what's the best way to reach out to our audience?
Yeah, Derek, it's an important point, a great question. I think consumer education is key, and educating people about what is crypto and when they can get in. I think all of us can collectively do play a role in doing that. So that helps. But the trust is more than just education, right? So we look at this as the consumer experience simplicity brings trust, so that we covered already. But we also focused on behind the scenes, the trust. And what do I mean by that? So for example, when we onboard wallet providers or exchanges for on-ramp or off-ramp, we go through a lot of analytics. So we invested in a company, we bought a company called CipherTrace, which provides deep analytics into every crypto player. We rate live about 3,500 crypto players in the world, and provide rating based on how well they do KYC, how well they follow, investigate bad assets coming into their network, and so on. That score is something that we sell externally to players, but we also use it internally to validate who can come onto our network, right? So that kind of deep analytics, which is live, provides a simple red, green, yellow kind of score on entities. Now, those are institutions and scores on exchanges and so on. But I think you alluded to another one as consumer identity, which is also very important, right? So there are several million, or if not billion, consumers getting into the chain directly through self-custody wallets and other things. And these decentralized identity and how we solve for that is also an important factor. We're continuing to work on that topic as well. We hope to kind of partner with players such as yourself to bring those solutions. So in a kind of a roundabout way, behind the scenes, it is important counterparty institutional identity and risk factor is important so that who the counterparties are and understanding that clearly. And when it comes to consumers, we need, I think in a centralized exchange, you are doing KYC, so you know the consumers, but the minute they interact with another consumer at another exchange, they may not know. All they know is a blockchain address. So how do we simplify that and provide an identity mechanism in a decentralized way? Something that we're working on as well.
Yeah, thank you, Raj. I think the beauty of this picture is that we have this connection between DeFi and Fi. And since Justin, we will be the representative of the DeFi side. So from your perspective, what do you think the crypto payment will develop in the foreseeable future? And what do you think, us with as the representative of DeFi can do to push this procedure?
Yes, definitely. I think from our end, I think our mission is always make sure our customer funds get access to basically the world to make their life easier. So in the future, I believe you can hold the crypto balance on Huobi accounts. And also your balance can access to daily payment, such as like through MasterCard channel. And also you can get access to lots of the usage, right? For example, like lending, earn, and also staking, and also different kind of the crypto tools. So basically, this is not like a simple crypto exchange balance anymore. This is actually the finance ecosystem, right? Which you can get access to all different kind of the products in the future. So basically, we want to guard our customer balance in a safe way. But also we want to make it super convenient with them, because most of the time people believe, security have this kind of the management cost, right? So you can only be very convenient by exposed to some of the security risk. But if you want to be super safe, you need to sacrifice the convenience. But we want to combine both together for our customer. In the future, actually, I think the only thing you need is a Huobi account, and you can access to all different kind of the financial services in a very convenient way. And also behind the scenes, actually, we spend a huge amount of the resources and money on KYC, anti-money laundering. We buy all different kind of the database from Thomson Reuters, Dow Jones, and all different kind of the database. But I think we have done a very good job. On one side, save customer a lot of time on KYC. The generally a KYC time period for Huobi is less than 3 minutes. So basically, I think by 3 minutes, you can get to level 3 KYC, which means you pass all the AI and also virtual KYC. And on Huobi side, we actually check all the KYC data for users, and they already pass our KYC. So we give them like all the authorization. So basically, I think it's very convenient compared to bank KYC, which probably you need to spend like half a day to get a bank account, right? So I think on Huobi, we always want to invest our resources and the manpower on making sure the product is the best and our customer get the best experience.
Thank you, Justin, for mentioning Huobi has an advantage in the KYC sector. Okay, so Raj, I would like to pose another question for you. You mentioned something about simplicity when it comes to crypto payment. Are there any components in crypto payment that you think are also important when it comes to user experience in crypto payment?
Yeah, I think Justin covered quite a bit of the upfront consumer experience, right? I think what he talked through is quite key. So we agree with that. That is a key component, and then when it comes to payment convenience, it's really about what we discussed earlier, which is what kind of instrument that we have to do the payment, and the cards continue to be the best at the moment. But even if there is a crypto to crypto payment, direct payment happens, I think we have some room to improve, or collectively as an industry. I was explaining, there is a lot of, over the holidays, I was actually explaining it to one of my friends who are not from crypto, but they have crypto in one exchange. And I wouldn't name the exchange, but they wanted to, they read some news about it, and so they wanted to move to another exchange. That process is quite cumbersome for a non-crypto person at the moment, right? They had to go to the destination exchange, generate a blockchain address. They have no idea whether that blockchain can take this currency or not. If he sends it to the wrong address, it's gone, money is gone. So they have no idea about the underlying chains and different currencies it can take. So how do we make it easy for, as an industry, to move money from one place to another? The mobility and the network connections, the number of connections the network has, actually creates more value for the network as a whole, and everybody benefits. This is not about making it easy for one exchange holder to move money to another exchange. Really, as a network, how do we make sure that the flow happens in a trusted and safe way? So that is an area that I think is worth probably spending more time as an industry to improve. There are some proposed solutions. We have some as well, but this is an area that we can improve. But we think that the payment side, in terms of, when I say payment, when we say payment, we usually refer to merchant payments, but the payment can be to another person as well. So I'm talking about native blockchain payments. I think we can spend some time on that as well to help improve collectively. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you. And Derek, would you like to take over the floor and continue to the next question?
Yeah, sure. I think it was. I think Raj made a great point there that when we talk about crypto payment, it's really about multiple set of consumer situation. We were talking about P2P transaction. We were talking about transaction to merchant, and also cross-border merchant or cross-border transaction. So for all those complicated set of scenarios of payment situation, what we want to give our users a better experience through the journey. So I was wondering, so Raj actually covered quite a bit of the next question I want to ask, but just I am still wondering how MasterCard, like a payment giant joining the crypto area, can make a difference and make a hard push to the improvement of the whole industry, forwarded a better user experience for everyone.
Is that for me, Derek?
Yes, Raj. I was
very quickly, maybe I covered some of it as you mentioned, but very quickly, I'll give you a couple of other examples. Last year, actually, the year before that, we reclassified NFT purchases in our network as digital goods. It's a big deal. I give that example because if every NFT purchase is classified as a crypto purchase, the financial institutions that issue the cards treat that with a different risk profile. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but they treat it with a different risk profile. Whereas NFTs, especially if they're referring to digital art, should really be classified as digital goods, which is what we did. We've seen a number of parties take advantage of that. That's in one way that we can bring in safety and trust and convenience and velocity. So all of us who are crypto native people buy each other's assets using crypto. That is great, but we need people who have fiat money today to come and experience the benefits of the crypto ecosystem. We need to bring the next billion people into the crypto, and that is one way we do that. So that's just one example. There are from an overall strategy perspective, we work on ramp and off ramp. We talk about. We also have a number of services that we make it available to the crypto industry. For example, we sell KYC and identity verification services to crypto players. Many of the top 10 crypto wallets use our identity verification service. I think I talked a little bit about the crypto analytics. We invested and bought a company and making that available. So even when we are not part of a transaction, we want to make sure that we offer services that increases the overall safety and trust in the entire ecosystem. That's part of the reason we're investing in those spaces. And I think I kind of alluded to some of the futuristic things that we're working on identity, and those are in progress as well.
Yeah, thank you, Raj. Thank you. And actually, just earlier today, we all see a little bounce in the blockchain market. And Justin, you definitely know this better than I do. And since we are under this bearish market, and we are seeing some sign for the market to come back, maybe in the foreseeable future. And you also covered the point that the crypto payment is supposed to be a method and a tool for everyone to be both to invest and spend in daily life. So in the age of Web3 or in the age of metaverse, we are supposed to be able to pay through a Web3 way, and we are supposed to live in a Web3 way. So what do you think Huobi? What kind of role do you think Huobi will play during both bearish market and also in people's investment life and daily life?
Yes, definitely. So recently, Huobi has collaborated with Dominica government, Commonwealth of Dominica, on releasing the digital identity for Huobi customer. So basically authorized by Commonwealth of Dominica with digital identity ID. So anyone in the world can feel free to apply for Dominica digital ID. Assume a lot of our customer has already applied. So I think currently we have over 200K digital identity, Dominica digital identity holders. And I think this is a big step for Huobi Metaverse strategy, because I believe, just like collaboration with MasterCard, I believe we really need a gateway and the channel to the real world between the virtual world. So for virtual world, like everybody have blockchain addresses or crypto account, which is super convenient. But if we really want to connect ourselves to the real world, we need MasterCard as a payment channel. We need Dominica government or any form of the government to give us ID, so we can interact with the and all the real time and real life services, right? So that's also, I think, one of the good example how Huobi want to bridge the Web3 with Web2 world. And in the future, probably we can even have more collaboration, such as we can provide you as an ID way, right? So you can use those ID to get registration on Huobi card, and then you can spend money with the crypto. So basically, we provide this kind of the one-stop shop for all the services you want to do, and just use Huobi as a hub or as a home. Basically, you can get access to every real world facilities in the future.
Thank you, Justin. I'm also excited to see Huobi keep pushing forward in the bearish market, establishing more products. For example, the Dominica ID, connecting Web2 to Web3, huge progress on the way. And I would also like to pose another question for Raj. When it comes to crypto payment, people also think about the role of CBDC in crypto payment. What is your view towards the role of CBDC in crypto payment?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So I think this the space in CBDC is a quite a different one, right? Because there are hundreds of governments exploring different CBDCs, right? And they're in various stages of this. They're all in pilot stage, if you will, most of them. And a large majority of them, our expectation is that they will conclude that it is not necessary to launch a retail version of the CBDC. They may decide to do most of the wholesale version, most of the governments. There are a few exceptions, the big one being Europe. Eurozone already announced that they want to pursue this, and we all know that China already pursued this. There are a few big exceptions. Majority of them will, I think, focus on the wholesale side of it. We have a couple of examples. For example, Bahamas launched a CBDC, and they wanted to retail CBDC, and they want to bring utility to consumers to be able to use that CBDC anywhere, so that they can pay with merchants. So what they decided is they chose to issue a card, right? What happens is similar to what Justin was talking about earlier, and I was talking about earlier. Once you attach a card to it, it's acceptable, usable everywhere in 100 million locations. That's how you bring utility to it. Because even if a CBDC is launched, a retail CBDC is launched in a country, you need a simple way to access it. You need a simple way to pay each other. All of that has existing mechanisms that can actually bridge that off-ramp, on-ramp scenario. And that's how we look at it. And we are open to adding, when CBDC is available, as a direct settlement currency in our network as well, so that people can pay. But I expect most of them will choose not to issue a retail CBDC because you can get the benefits of payment innovation through other mechanisms, including stablecoins. A well-regulated stablecoin can provide a lot of similar benefits as well. The faster payments and all the things that, at the beginning, Justin highlighted.
Yeah, thank you, Raj. Speaking of which, the payment, when we talk about payment, the safety and security is the major concern, and one of the really basic features we need to satisfy our potential audience. And in traditional payment area, we have strong regulation system. And when it comes to blockchain payments, since blockchain is still such a young scenario, So we are still in the process of building the infrastructure of regulation and building up a more complicated, a more completed system of rules. What do you think, Raj, we can do under this situation where the regulation is still not 100% full set? How do you think we as end users can protect our asset and our privacy, our security of our fund?
Yeah, look, those are quite diverse set of topics, but let me take the regulation first, if you will. We work with governments around the world. We are a regulated institution today in multiple jurisdictions, for decades, right? So we think a clear set of regulations actually help unleash innovation and can really help us scale in a much, much better, because a regulated activity is something that's well protected and it decreases ultimately consumer trust. But the issue here that you're alluding to is that multiple jurisdictions at the different levels of maturity, and they don't necessarily have a crypto specific regulation. And it is, I think, slowly changing. I want to point out, people may have different opinions about MiCA regulation in Europe, but at least it is in the paper, right? It is very clear set of regulations on what is doable and what's not doable. And every country in the Eurozone is adopting that. That is a welcome, I think it's a welcome development. I'm also quite positive about what's happening in Singapore. There are certain areas where Singapore is very cautious from a consumer perspective, expectedly so, because they want to make sure that the consumers are well protected. But in other respect, from an institutional perspective, I think MAS is taking a pretty open view to set up sandboxes and enable experimentation, right? So I think there is a wide spectrum, and the US is always there is no federal level regulation in US, and so it's state by state, so it makes it a lot more complex. But we see this. I think the best way that we can do as industry partners is to lean in and help educate the regulators and really help move this forward together as an industry. I think we consult with governments, and I'm sure you guys do as well, and many industry policy bodies as well, and we are an active participant in many of those, and that's how I think we can move the needle forward.
Thank you, Raj. I would like to pose a question for Justin. In October, Dominica announced Tron as the official protocol for its national blockchain infrastructure, and that's a good news. What do you think about Tron's role in crypto payment, maybe in Dominica region?
Yes, definitely. I think USDT on Tron, probably like everybody is using it like every day, because this become like one of the most popular settlement layer in Asia. So I will more say our strategy is more like settlement rather than payment, because for payment end, right? So you need MasterCard, for example, as the end consumer and the merchant end to make all the settlement real, right? So the money needs to deduct it from crypto and it goes to the bank account or merchant account in the real world. So for us, I think we are 100% like virtual based crypto settlement layer. So we just help people from different addresses move their stablecoin from one another. Even basically the USDT is the most famous one, but actually we are doing a lot with USDC, TUSD, BUSD actually, right? So we recently launched BUSD and the USDD, USDJ, all different kind of the decentralized or centralized stablecoin in the world. So I think that's like one of the biggest advantage we have today. And definitely we want to use those advantage to help small island economy, for example, Grenada, Dominica, Singapore, to develop their own business. Because I think this Web3 payment infrastructure can really help everyone to develop their on national finance infrastructure. And for bigger country and regions such as like Europe, North America, and those regions, I think we advocate for a clear regulation, right? So I believe no matter how the regulation is, as long as it's written on the paper and we can follow it step by step, we can really, on the same time, protect the customer, and also on the other side, also make life convenient for everyone. Actually, this is like the reason why we build all of our business in the first place, right? So we want to be on one side compliant and also protect customer. On the other side, to make life convenient and make everybody feels like crypto can really help my life, right? Not about the crypto price speculation, but it really benefits my daily life.
Thank you, Justin. I think Justin just covered a very important point that blockchain is for investment and it is also, more importantly, for everyone's life. And since right now, we as Huobi, we are talking about cooperation with the government, with the giants like MasterCard. So years ago, back to the very beginning of the emerge of BTC, we were still an isolated community from other areas. So Justin, how do you value the cooperation we have with the traditional giants of other industries, or even with governments?
Yes, definitely. I believe the collaboration between sovereignty states, government, and also big tech company, and also, of course, financial like giants really help crypto to go into the next stage, right? So as we know, I have been in the industry for almost 10 years now. Actually, this is 11 years. So in these 11 years, we start from scratch, right? Basically, probably only the people in the office know about crypto. To today, at least I will say hundreds of millions of people have already get into crypto, even not billions, right? Not like everyone in the crypto. In the end, we have 8 billion people on Earth. But I think this is a very humble start, right? So we start from dozens of people today, dozens of people in 11 years ago. And now we are reaching to 100 million people on Earth. But I think still we have like 80 times growth here because we have another 8 billion people on Earth. We can serve them. So I think that's like the overall idea. And also, of course, for the partnership itself, we always focus on mutual beneficial, right? So we want like everyone get benefits from the collaboration. Which I think definitely Huobi and MasterCard collaboration is the one. On one side, we have 25 million users on our end. They can go all access to the real world payment. And also on MasterCard and MasterCard can get like 25 million crypto users start to use MasterCard as one of the payment they can get access to real world. For other cryptocurrency, I think it's the same. For example, we have like collaboration with Dominica government, which I think we attract lots of business and traffic and users for Dominica government. And at the same time, we want to build Dominica as the first sovereignty states collaboration case for blockchain and the sovereignty states, which I think we will soon expand to all the states in Caribbean and even to the Latin America.
Thank you, Justin. Actually, I also have a question for both of you, Justin and Raj. What do you think the settlement is settled in crypto vs if it is settled in fiat? Which one is better? Maybe can we start with Raj? What is your point of view?
Yeah, look, I think it depends on the two parties, right? So I think Justin actually gave a good example. It has to be mutually beneficial. So if you apply the same thing, both the sender and the receiving institution need to see value in getting settled in whatever that currency is. If you're going to go deal with a financial institution, obviously they are prohibited. Most countries, they're prohibited from holding crypto assets directly on their balance sheet. There are obviously some jurisdictions where they can, but in most they can't. So obviously you need to get that to fiat before you pay. But let's take the example of Huobi and MasterCard. You issue a MasterCard card. We have made arrangements and set up mechanisms so that you can pay us in crypto directly. And the reason we think that's valuable to both parties is, from your perspective, you can get to, if somebody goes and spends $5 worth of goods in a location using, let's say, Bitcoin, you need to get to a stable fiat currency as quickly as you can so that you can limit the exposure on your side. But how do you do that 24/7 in the fiat? You can't do that. So you have to use a stable coin to do from BTC to a stable coin. Now, we want to make it convenient so that you can actually pay that stable coin directly to us, as opposed to paying a fiat where you have to go to another leg. So it allows you to manage the risk on your side. As consumers spend, you can get to a stable coin right away so that you stage the money and you can pay us that. And we are happy to take that through a partner to make it easy for it. So I think that's a kind of a bit of an elaborate answer, but the point is it really depends on the use case. And in certain cases, where there is a transfer happening directly on crypto to crypto, both parties want to take crypto. Obviously, there's no need for settlement because the money is in the message, right? So that's the clear advantage of staying crypto native on both sides. And over time, even the traditional assets, either through stablecoin or tokenized bank money or CBDCs, are going to get to crypto technology, right? Over time. But for now, we have to use the mechanisms we do have today.
Yeah, thank you, Raj.
Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, thank you. And to quickly summarize throughout today's event, I think me as an end user, also as a crypto card holder, the value I get is that regarding the concept of blockchain, regarding the emerge of crypto organizations like Huobi, also regarding the entering of traditional giants like MasterCard into the scenario of blockchain. Our condition is really to balance the value of cryptocurrency as well as blockchain technology as an investment tool and to benefit everybody's daily life. And this as an end user, since I want to have this convenience of using whatever tool I want to use when I am going through a payment journey, and at the same time, I want to have the safety of my private information as well as the security of my fund. I will personally very glad to see the potential cooperation between giants of both two areas of DeFi and Fi, so that I can have this safe and also convenient journey. So throughout today's talk, if there's anything, any other information, Mr. Justin or Mr. Raj want to add up, or any other information you want to transfer to our audience?
Yes, I think for me, for today's topic, I want everyone to get registered on Huobi, the website, and enjoy our Huobi card, which will be out soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for having me here, and this has been a really great conversation, and appreciate the partnership. I look forward to doing even more things with you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Raj. Thank you for joining us. And Johnny, if you'd like to take over here, and let's step into next step for our audience.
Yes, thank you, Raj, and thank you, Justin, for sharing your valuable insights and your opinions towards crypto payment. We definitely have learned a lot, and I'm sure that our audience enjoyed the conversation all along. So one last message to our audience. Thank you for using Huobi, and please stay tuned to our official Twitter for more updates. We will keep pushing for it. And that's all for you today. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope to see you